Hi there everyone, before this video starts I'm just letting you all know that this video as well as the next video were both recorded before the hotfix that gave all the characters a difficulty indicator for Scramblecoin. However, when it comes to the finale that has not been recorded yet, so that will be with the hotfix where each character has a difficulty indicator. And I'll let you know what the plan is when we get to that. Anyway, on with the video. Welcome back to the next episode of the Disney Dreamlight Valley Scramblecoin Tournament, and we're just going to get right into it. And here are the current standings for those of you who might have missed last video. Today we'll be doing the right side of the bracket, starting off with Belle versus Olaf.
May I help you?
And if you thought last video had some very close matches, whew. Belle right here gets a tie with 26 points, and then when we go over to Olaf, he actually utilizes his piece's abilities in order to just barely defeat Belle by 1 point. Moving down to the beach now, we have Ariel versus Rapunzel. And here you can see one slight downside to Ralph's piece. Given how big he is, he can sometimes be blocking coins that are right behind him on the board. A very minor thing, but regardless, we start with Ariel and she gets a very impressive score of 28. And after traveling all the way to Eternity Isle, we find Rapunzel in her house here. And here I accidentally make a bit of a mistake. I actually don't move Scrooge McDuck onto a coin. I got so used to characters like Cogsworth and Olaf who move twice, whereas Scrooge McDuck only moves once. And I think because of that, this game would have been a victory, but it ends up being a draw, and it doesn't really matter because with 24 points, Rapunzel is unfortunately unable to beat Ariel. Going back to Dreamlight Valley now and into the Sunlit Plateau, we find Nala, whose final score for this round is 22. And who will be Nala's opponent to try and beat that score? Why, none other than the one and only
Jack Skellington.
And I am very pleased to inform you all that Jack Skellington massively overtook Nala's score and has moved on to the next round. It's not even favoritism, that's just how it panned out. Coming up we have Scar versus Fairy Godmother, and luckily they're both very close by.
Must everyone here be so, now what's the word, nice?
Yes, if you're not nice you can pack your things and get the heck on out of here. Anyway, Scar does fairly decently and scores 24, but now it's on to Fairy Godmother, and if she didn't have Scrooge McDuck we would actually have a tiebreaker as she just barely beats Scar by 1 point. Next we move on to the matchup between Elsa and Mother Gothel, and Elsa seems to be quite competitive as she ties with me with a score of 27. Mother Gothel on the other hand might be one of the toughest opponents that I've ever gone against. Okay, I take it back, that move alone pretty much sealed her fate, and Mother Gothel is eliminated from this tournament. Her and her judgy eyes. We've got 3 more matches to go for the first round here folks, and next up we've got Wally versus Ursula. Oh Wally, if only you knew. And it honestly doesn't help that Wally's score came out to be an even 20, as when we go to see Ursula, she pretty much had it down by the start of turn 5 and got a score of 25, meaning that not only does Ursula move on to the next round, neither character from the Wally universe has made it past the first round. But anyway, next up we have Vanellope versus our very own shopkeeper, Scrooge McDuck. And again, I just find it funny how for both Donald and now Scrooge McDuck, I've used his own piece as part of my first move. But anyway, Scrooge's score comes out to 26. And during my game with Vanellope, I actually get the opportunity to move Eve's piece right next to Wally. Aw, look at the two of them. However, Vanellope being a very competitive race car driver gets a very close finish with 27, just barely beating Scrooge McDuck by 1 point. Now unfortunately for our final match for round 1, we have a bit of a plot twist. And you might have already figured out who it is if you've been keeping track, or have a very keen eye. And let me just remind everyone that I did not pick these matches. I used Wheel Decide to randomly select the order in which the characters would appear. And when it came down to these final 3, Vanellope, Minnie, and Mickey, if it had chosen Vanellope, Minnie and Mickey would have been forced against each other in the first round. And that's exactly what happened. So it looks like for our final match for round 1, we have Minnie versus Mickey, and only one can move on to the next round. Now Mickey is the first person that you play against as part of a quest, and I lost to him many a times. However, for the first game in the tournament, he gets a score of 25, and I think he would have needed a lot more than that to move on to round 2. Especially seeing that Minnie is very unique and that she is the only Mickey and Friends character that doesn't use pieces from her own universe. And the piece selection that she has gives her a bit more options when it comes to movement. And this matchup came to a very nail-biting finish, as unfortunately, Mickey is the one that is eliminated, leaving Minnie to move on to the next round. And honestly, good, because I lost so many times to Mickey anyway. And now that that's finally over, Minnie can finally sit in Goofy's lap. But yes guys, we are finally done with round 1 of this tournament. And once again, here are the standings. Next video we'll be going through the entirety of round 2. Be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss the later rounds of the tournament, as well as to see who wins the overall tournament. And be sure to check the description as I've got my link tree down there which goes to my Discord, Twitch, Twitter, And I will see you all next time. Hope that y'all have a great day.